out here, they're out. There's no chance for them, and it's guaranteed Renegades are going to make it all the way to the major. But for Chiefs, sorry, yeah, for Chiefs, it's like there is no chance of them qualifying. Even if they win this event, they're not going to be making it to the major. But for them, imagine a statement they're going to make here. It's an RMR event, and they're going to take down two top dogs in the region. Sure, Avant's not playing, but for this lineup with a young player, Vex had just turned 16 now, he can play in all these big events. You don't need a stand-in anymore. You don't need Yam to be coming in as a fifth player, and they're looking good. They're looking sharp. Yes, there are a few mistakes here and there, which can only get better as time progresses. You're going to, tighten up the ship. At the same time, even the map pool, for example, you can clearly see they don't really have that deep a map pool. It's kind of 50-50 in a lot of these maps, but they are an exciting proposition. And for me, I've been watching AUCS for quite a while, and at least in the past year or so, I've been kind of sitting on the sidelines, kind of observing it. And it's just been Renegade, just like crapping on everyone. And Avant and Order just battling out for the second, third spot. No one's been able to really change the status quo. But the Chiefs lineup coming up, you have Rooster looking dangerous. You have a team like Downfall is surprised and raised a lot of eyebrows the past couple of days. I'm feeling good for the AU scene in a time where CSGO is having a kind of a midlife crisis. The Australian CS is looking fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's made like the main thing for me is the young talent. I think that the fact that we've seen so many different players this tournament, from your Vexites who we're currently seeing to players like Savage, Zephs, even within that mix as well. Players that I can personally say I haven't heard much from in the past, like not really being like involved in this region too early. It is far too early in the morning most of the time when you guys are playing a Counter-Strike, and I like my sleep. So I haven't seen a whole lot of games, I'm not going to lie. But it's exciting because that's the thing. Like when you think of Australian CS, you think of the players that don't even really live in Australia anymore. Like Renegades have at least put like another team on the map. But the joke always was, not even with just this Renegades, but the Renegades before that, is, oh, you got the Asia minor, right? Well, that's the Renegades minor. That's the one that they're just going to win. It's going to be them and Tyloo, and then we can stop watching because there's no point. Those teams will win it every single time. Now, the fact that we've even had like a close map versus Renegades gets me excited because this Chiefs roster is fairly new. Like, at least with young senior being able to play, that's something that we want to see more of. And you never know, maybe in the future, if he keeps banging it as well as he does, we might get to see him move up. Or the thing I'd be most excited about is if we get the Savages joining forces in the future.
That would be pretty sick, right? I still feel that's a while away, a long way off, but it is exciting prospect, like seeing young talent coming in, not jumping into other games, instead coming into Counter-Strike. And if you look at all these young teams as well, they seem to have their one or two veterans. Like you have Moop on the side of Downfall, who's been it just he's like, yeah, we're just here to experience stuff and learn stuff, but he seems to have a very solid head on his shoulders and a little bit of a liar as well. He's telling us Jimmy's wife left him and all of that. I'm never going to let that go. But aside apart from that, yeah, they got a good mix of veterans and newbies. But here we go. Final map of the consolidation final order. They win the pistol round. Sorry, the knife round. They're going to starting things up on the CT side. Aggressive play from Chiefs. All four players, all five players, sorry, four players barreling down all the way into defense. And Vexite, what a shot on Jira, but Alistair with a quick trade. The bomb should get planted, but not before Zeph finds a frag and is looking for more.
Even still, though, Yustillo's making things a little bit awkward for them. You can see that it looked like the initial plan was to try and gain control of the ramp. For Apoc Dad, he said to try and move up his position on the fly. Yustillo probably going to be expecting this, and he is already spotting out another. That's his second kill of the round, making this retake a lot easier for the rest of the squad, as now Alistair's been given space and Soju is left with everything to do. The door slammed shut. He's trying to line up the headshot onto the bomb diffuser, but it isn't going to happen. Valiance helps out. The bomb is planted at least, so there'll be some extra money. But ultimately, Order have got off to the strong start.
And as the two players you're always going to keep an eye on when it comes to Order, right? Yes, you said Valiance has been perhaps the best player for Order so far in the first two maps, but you still, though, you have Alistair, you have and Ricky as well, but especially still Alistair. 4 kills between the two of them. Excellent retake. But Chiefs, though, they get the bomb down. And there's going to be the force buy coming out. AK-47s on at least a couple of the players, the Deagles, for Apoc Dud and Soju, and Ofnu with the Galil. pretty barren when it comes to utility, and they're going to be going for kind of a contact play out to Yard. That is very risky indeed, and Istillo is going to win the duel. The M4 coming out on top of the AK. It should be retrieved by either APOC or Soju. The problem being they have sacrificed all their money just to afford these rifles, meaning they've got no Kevlar, but that is a big mistake. Jara not expecting another player to have crossed and over, but Alistair comes in from secret. 2 huge kills. He's dropped APOC and Offnu. There's another rifle taken away, another player with Kevlar taken away, and now it's all in the hands of Zeph, who has been a monster, the best player so far for Chiefs in the series. AK-47, 100 HP. He does have Soju for company, but this might be a little bit too much of a tall ass. This force buy kind of falling flat in its face.
Yeah, they haven't been great in these. They haven't been great in these sort of like positions where you sort of look at their force buys, and the last one they tried on train was also a massive failure. It could be because we are seeing just heavy dedication into the rifles, and I wonder if that means that Chiefs should try picking up maybe some Mac 10s, getting some utility, and trying to force them into horrible positions rather than going. That Molotov is straight onto the head of one of the players, but it doesn't matter. They've already won the round at that point, and it is going to be a second round on the board for Order.
Still just dropping and rolling. Yeah, that was brilliant. Like straight under bomb site. But yeah, they hold on. This force buy not quite panning out. This duel, if Vexite had won that duel, I feel like there would have been a good opportunity for Chiefs to make this one possible, but doesn't quite pan out. That's so funny.
Like a swish. Straight on.
It's like when you pour, like, you know, like you have the ice bucket challenge, but it's fire.
Dear Lord. Don't give people ideas. People are stupid in 2020.
Do it for COVID, guys.
A fire bucket challenge.
Hi, my name is Zeph, or Jeff, and I'm gonna do the fire bucket challenge for COVID-19. And that's how you separate the stupid people. Well, you still low? That MP9, it's gonna be okay, just the 1 kill. I thought he'd probably get a couple more kills at the very least, you know, farm a bit of cash. But Ricky's there. Always reliable. And he should be wary of Vexite's position. In the meantime, Offnu has dropped on down of Vexite. Young Star, not able to get anything done. Just a 1 kill for the side of Chiefs. No bomb down. You still low. That was just the MP9 loss, so they're going to be pretty happy with the way things are panning out right now for Order. Money looking pretty decent. They have a decent bang. You're still the only one kind of low on cash. And for the side of Chiefs, yeah, the buy is coming in, but they haven't really been able to make much of any impact in these first 3 rounds, apart from the bomb plant in the pistol round.
Yeah, and even then, their hold on the lower bomb site was rough. Like, it almost looked too easy for you to just pick those guys apart. Ricky, though, to get a little bit cheeky. And the area in hand, he's going to try and take deep control. Got the trophy cabinet behind him. Yet to claim it just yet, but this is a bit of an awkward position at the moment because they managed to gain so much control, but they didn't actually see anything.
That's classic Ricky, though. One thing you notice on trade for the side of Order is how aggressive he is all over the map. He just goes for his solo plays. It's sometimes is a little mind-boggling with some of the plays he goes, where you're like, well, why are you going for that, Ricky? But it works out. And the thing is, more importantly, it's kind of like a distraction play most of the time. So Stilla's kind of trapped in his corner now. He needs to win this duel. Wow, okay. There's no way anyone's winning that duel.
I feel like Zeph's been through like 10 hours of DM this morning or something because his aim has been on point. Like, it's been absolutely ridiculous just with how clean he's been with all of the headshots running in. Also, you say that, but tell that to some of the Asian teams. I'll watch some of those players. I know they've been DMing for longer than I've been alive.
Someone like Zoking is like literally his borns are like moving his arm around like the Flash. His upper bomb side hit. Zeph doesn't check the close angle, and he still wins the duel. Oh, what? That was sick from Zeph. You're talking about death matching, but this is getting ridiculous, Tom. Oh, unfortunately, Rick is ready and waiting. trying to dive down the vents, but my god, that second spray,
His
that spray
face
down there
there.
sick.
His face in his picture looks like, did you just try and go down vent?
Look me in my eyes. Look into these eyes.
Think I didn't see this coming, punk?
He's a super sweet guy, though. I want to see that kill again. Okay, first one, pretty traditional. Wait, what? How? How, Tom? How does no one not check him? Like, what is going on?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of the whole 3 players going up the ladder with the bomb. Anyway, if I'm being honest, I don't think that's the greatest strategy we've ever seen in our lives, especially if it's not clear. Pistols in this round gonna be attempting some damage. Nice shot from Vexite. At least gain them presence onto the site, but already rotations are in. Dara again, he's another one. A bit quieter in the second map, but in the first, he was pretty much one of the only players we really looked at on Dust 2. So it's good to see his individual level, because we have witnessed it a couple of times, especially in matches where things are going wrong. It seems like his individual level it's not that he's playing bad, it drops because I feel like he then has to try and micromanage everything. And I think that's actually where things go really badly wrong for Order, is where he's unable to focus at all on his own individual skill because he's having to try and sort out all the problems that they're having.
And I feel like that could be the same for APOC as well at times,
sure.
right? Like, yeah, like some of the decisions he makes, individual plays, it's taxing, man. I've been in game leader in my time. It's always such a strain on you. Yet you can't really concentrate on your individuals, which is why someone like Blamef for me is like, my god. Like someone like, forget Blamef. Let's look a little closer home. Look at Dexter. How does he do it? It's just insane. Although, gotta say, when you've been playing together for such a long time with the lineup, it becomes easier, right? It does become easier over time because the teammates, they know what to do. They know exactly what the protocols are. As we do see Alistair with the aggression early on getting punished. And now they're not going to be climbing up the ladder, Tom. There's going to be 2 players walking on out from the outer ramps. They're going to find empty heavens, and they're going to be ready to rain hellfire down. 1 player, no one to be found. Aggression from the CDs towards HUD and Balance will be found out. This could be the first round for the T's here. This should be. Has to be. You're still in Gyro left in a 2v5. The bomb getting planted. Much better from Chiefs. Helped out a little bit, yes, with that initial early aggression from Alistair, but still, round on the board.
Yeah, I think as well is like you could see the way that Order tried to react was to get more aggressive themselves, which is not necessarily the wrong thing to do. It was just the strategy that then came up from Chiefs was very, very good. They took the outside control because nobody was fighting for it, wrap around and have the heavens in their control. This time, not all barreling up a ladder. And yeah, they're going to win their first round flawlessly. Like, there's nothing more you could ask for in Counter-Strike than having some extra cash based off like getting bomb plants and doing damage, and then having a flawless victory. Because you can see how much cash they already have. Even after their purchase here, they are going to be in a very good position when it comes to the next round.
You got to remember as well, like if you go back to the new game which Chiefs took against Order, it was Chiefs starting on the CD side. No, we really didn't get a chance to see much from Order's CD side because they just didn't have enough of a buffer to work with. I believe they lost pistol round as well. So this is kind of, I would say, a revelation, but it's more like we haven't had a chance to see what Order can do on the CD side. Right now, it's looking promising. Now, even the T side is almost as lackluster as we saw in that previous time they faced off on Nuke here. If they can build up a substantial lead, like an 11-4 CD side, then even if they have a lackluster T side, I'm still fancying Order to take this pretty convincingly. Ricky? APOC timing not working out. Zeph down 50 HP is one. Ricky, he's doing the smart. He's going to go for more. He's going to do the smart thing, falls on back and Senyu to cover his escape. He's done his job. That's as perfectly played as anyone could in that position with the AWP.
Once again, ow. Oh, lucky to be alive. I don't know why Gerard decided to turn around at that exact moment, but whatever it was, it almost gets him a kill. Still, a 4v3. Positions on the site are going to be ones that are really, really tough to clear. That boost spot around the rafters is always very awkward, and got players waiting at the bottom of the vents. Alistair with the dig.
No
Just going
way.
to spam into the chest. It only takes a couple of bullets for each, and now it's left all onto Seth, and he's caught by the nade of Ricky. I can't imagine that nade even did much damage, but he was so low from his initial engagement that it's still going to be enough. Of course, as mentioned, they do have that extra money to spare, but it's only going to be good for one round.
Yeah, even with the money, the elbow showing from APOC. That's just so unfortunate for Zev. He played it so smart, but... And then Alistair with the Deagle, of course, a body tag. I know CSGO has a few other bug fixes to worry about, but I'm still not a big fan of how the Deagle tags are just... It's too much, like, right? You know, just a couple of body shots and you win a duel. It's just unfair. The skill-based gun, I agree. Keep the headshot damage as it is. Don't change anything else. But maybe don't make it a 2-tagger. Make it maybe a 3-tagger so that body spams. Yeah, it rewards skill. It rewards good aim. Okay, up a hit. Valiance, just good for one. There's no one else on the bombs. It's gonna be a retake scenario, but he's still low. He finds one. He's looking for more, but after he shuts him down. Bomb yet to be planted though. Alistair's position from outside, from above, he gets nothing, but he doesn't have to do anything. Ricky, where's that from? 2 kills out of nowhere. 7-1.
I think Chiefs should take a pause. You need to slow this down. This is starting to get out of control, even just on an individual scale. Ricky 8-2, Alistair 9-2. Like, it has been good performances. Valiance hasn't had a whole lot to do, but you've seen Ustillo still chime in with frags, and this is becoming a real problem. Even just on an individual level, they're not getting anything done. So take some time, give yourselves a moment to come up with a proper strategy. The money in this round still is pretty decent. Sure, you're going to have APOC dud potentially on a MAC-10 or an SMG or something of the sort, a Galil, if he likes. But realistically, you can still go for something in this round. I wouldn't mind seeing them try again to put some pressure on the ramp, but do it a little bit quicker. Because the last time they gave Alistair the chance to have an easy duel. Like, if you give him the shot, he's going to take it. Whereas put some pressure on, maybe sacrifice a man. But if you can get control, get to the B site, maybe you can take the round.
APOC Dot's yet to get off the get an opening frag so far. He has extremely quiet. What is that? You just don't walk out like that. You know they have 2 AWPs to work with. You know, there's one going to be towards Ram, there's one going to be towards Outer, maybe towards Secret. You have to be wary of that. And Zeph, he didn't even like go for any shoulder peek. He just started jump spot, didn't see anyone out in the open. It's okay, cool, just gonna walk out straight. And man, like there was 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, Tom, and they've lost 2 players already. Like we spoke about Order's T side earlier on Nuke, like a couple of days back, looking pretty terrible. This is very uninspired so far from the side of Chiefs. They have at least set up kind of like a wall of smokes here. Slowly creeping up our 2 players. Alistair from above, like an angel of death, looking to find something. But they should have no trouble crossing on over. Problem is, the Lops is waiting for them, Tom. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's nice. That's cheeky. I love that.
I didn't expect that either. So I'm not surprised that they actually managed to catch a player off guard. They've gained that out of control once again. They got 35 seconds to play with, and I like this from Ricky. A reposition that's going to make things nigh on impossible for them to get back into that A site. This is so smart from him. They're going to throw down the smoke, and he gets the timing shot as well. He is having a phenomenal map of Nuke. And now with 20 seconds left, Vexite has to just try and barrel in, but they've got the positional control on the site itself. A crossfire setup. Wonderful stuff from Order. A great adaptation, because that was a moment where that round went a little bit wrong. Alistair gets caught out, but everybody in the way they react was perfect.
And this is just looking very, very grim for the side of Chiefs. And again, right, it's not just about the fact they're getting outplayed, they're getting shut down, they're not making any inroads. It's also added to the fact that the individuals on Order, like you said, everyone's popping off, everyone's having a good game. Faster to its upper, Tech 9 train. It's going to work out for one. It's going to be good for one, but just Ustillo getting caught out. Now, they've retrieved the rifle. They have Kevlar. They have a couple of smokes to kind of delay this retake. But a player dropping down off new. What a play. Even though he gets taken down, the fact that he makes it a 3v4 makes Order kind of reconsider if they really want to go for this, but they have so much money. They're feeling like it. Valiance from above. He has been an absolute beast. Comes pushing on out. Finds one. Looking for more, but Soju with a quick trade. 3v2. Still favoring the T's. And now with just 18, 17 seconds on the clock, are they reconsidering this? I don't know. Gyra gets triple peaked. And Ricky, at this point, you just fall back with the AWP, brother. There's no point going for this, and they're going to be going for the hunt anyway. Tom comes out, finds one. Deagle out, looking for more, but it is going to be the fast hit finally, Tom. And it is the round where they just have the pistols that they make it work.
Yeah, and that's actually going to put the pain on the economy of Order. Obviously, they were going for a very expensive setup. Double AWPs with a call, and because of it, it's actually, well, hurt their economy even when they were winning rounds. That play from Ofnu was really nice. I think that sort of disjointed the retake. We see that same smoke that's been now utilized by every single team under the sun, the one that you sort of throw onto the little paint pot outside of the rafters that gives you a little bit of a shrouding smoke over the top. So something expected. And while that's now the second time we've seen that play. And the hero attempt around the outside of red, it's not been going too well. Also, there's only been one man in the form of Jimmy that we've actually seen bought a Nova. Ustillo might be taking a leaf out of his book.
Listen, I don't like the Nova. Also,
I love shotguns, and even I think it's trash.
Like Mag 7, auto shotties, even a sawed off, like old J-Dub style, right? I'm down for that. But the Nova, it's such a cruel mistress. It just doesn't work. Like,
doesn't even have a skin. He's not dedicated to it.
Yeah, I mean, where's the Gator skin? I know, that's for the auto shotting, my bad. Do you know that the Negev is actually banned in a couple of tournaments?
What?
I read this yesterday on oh! Well,
yeah,
he finds one. Yes, it actually got a kill. Tom, and it's picked up an AK-47. Ustillo, the lobster. Of course, it's going to be him. It's going to make it work. As Ricky, the two veterans, it's a 4v2 bomb. Oh, it just gets planted, but Ricky and Ustillo teaming up together. APOC does 7 HP on the bomb site. He cannot afford to miss a single shot. And Ustillo is on the hunt. APOC trying to jump around, spot something, but a foot gets spotted out, and somehow the two veterans, they make it work. They're all dead, Ustillo. They're all dead. You don't need to even smoke it off. How has that gone wrong for the side of Chiefs?
That was at least a 4-on-2, and one of them got killed by a Nova, for God's sake. How's that happened? Like, you have to consider that round probably doesn't happen if it's not for that Nova kill, because he gets an AK off the back of it and manages to get a kill right towards the end of the round. That's a joke. Like, even in the 3 versus 2, that should never have happened, but they get the kills back in. And as I said, like, Ricky has been incredible so far. He has these games every once in a while where he just looks unplayable, and this is one of them. He's 14-3. And like, he's been different weapons. He had an AK a couple of times, had the AWP, M4. It just seems to be unstoppable. Not forgetting Ustillo. Still, I want to say it again, he had a Nova in that round. I don't know how that's managed to happen. This round, decent trade. Soju, he's been having a bit of a mare. Tried to go towards the squeaky door in almost every single round. As you can see, he's died 10 times. We are currently in round 12. That's not good stats.
Alistair, again, I'm surprised he wasn't wary of the fact that Ofnu would be waiting towards on top of Marshmallow or Red Rock or Silo, whatever you want to call it. And they bugged it. Ooh, oh no, the timing on that from was still this guy, man. Somehow he brings it back. It was a 4v3, and now he's going to reposition himself, heading towards the back vents room. Often finding Gyra on Garage, meaning, again, Chiefs, they keep getting the man advantage, but still the timing. If they, oh my lord, if he finds a kill here, this could be huge. Again, it's Ricky and Ustillo, Tom, the veterans.
I think he's cheating. Like, that timing's absolutely ridiculous. Like, how's he even managed this? This is BS. This is absolute BS. There is no way that he's managed to thread the needle that fine. They were waiting for him up until the second he pushed. And now Ofnu, he's got 2 kills in this round. He's putting in a shift, trying his best to drag them through. Oh no, he's gonna go up the ladder, isn't he? He's only got 15 seconds. He has to. He doesn't have a choice.
I know you can't see me. I'm holding my face in my hands because
that's a desk puncher. That's what we call that round.
I mean, again, hold on. That's where you still low, because that was brilliantly played. The timing, it couldn't have got any better. Like that, just the sheer
Headshot.
intuition. That spray was nuts as well. But for Chiefs, they did everything right, and still it doesn't work out. Ugh. I feel dirty.
Luckily, after this map, you and I both can go grab a shower because this this is.
I need a scrubbing, like a proper,
Yeah.
thorough scrubbing.
You need a deluxe shower, you could say. The funny thing is, I was actually curious to hear why the Negev was banned in some tournaments, but I guess that's going to have to wait because the order didn't really give us the chance to discuss that. Off-News not giving us any time at all. As, again, they've gone for this wraparound. They seem to be able to gain quite a lot of space. They're going to try and split the ramp. I quite like this idea. Pincer in, but, well, the thing with ramp is you can just leave.
Yeah, you can just leave. Like certain relationships in life. But you still low. Again, on above. 3 kills. And you said it, Tom. You said it yourself. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of players just coming charging up the ladder. And that's why you still have 3 frags for him. And Soju now left alone in a 1v2. He did a phenomenal job making it into a 1v2 from the 1v4. But still down to just 6 points of health. He has to ensure he doesn't make a single footstep either. And considering Alistair and Ricky are still alive and they're very healthy, they got the AK-47s. 1 bullet, 1 strong gust of wind, and he's done for.
Oh, see the gun. I don't think he did. That's going to allow him to get down the vent. He's going to have to move relatively quickly here.
You got to run now.
The time is going to be ticking. Be able to get across. That is a bold plant to go for when you don't know where they are, but I guess he may have heard them coming in on the flank. Door going to be closed, which gives away his position. As they do come sneaking through, he needs an instant headshot onto Ricky, which he gets. Oh, the second player's in the same spot, though. A little bit unlucky, but that seems to be the case in a few rounds here for Chiefs. Things really haven't been going their way. I want to make a comparison, but I think the way that they sort of barrel up that ladder can be comparable if I said to you, I'll give you £10 to close your eyes and sprint around your apartment. It's like, yes, you know where everything is, right? You know what's going to be there. You know there's a chance, okay, maybe I'll bump into this. But if you're sprinting at full speed, you're going to run into something. And,
yeah,
that's the
just
case.
Waiting. Just like waiting with its claws out.
Have you got lobsters around your house? Have you got a pet that we don't know about?
Yeah. I got a lot of pets, Tom. A lot of pets you don't know about. 11-2. This is turning out to be, unfortunately, for at least from a viewing perspective, I guess, kind of a one-sided affair. The most one-sided map we've seen so far. Even more so than Train, which is just unfortunate. And yeah, orders, they seem to have woken up. The thing is, I know the T side still has a lot to ask for, but the way the players are showing up, and you gotta remember, on the T side, even individuals weren't really showing up, but here we go. Alistair, Gyra, so much damage being dealt. At least a reply does come in, but it's a 2v3, and it's gonna come down to Mr. Zeph once more. 1v3. Ricky, once more lying in wait, daring them to enter his domain. And Chiefs are just gonna nope out of there.
Time for this reposition. I guess in this point though, you've got to be so far into your own head. Like you can see them checking the back corner of Secret. Like that's how far in their head you still is. Who sits there? Like who sits in the top of Secret in the corner? No one. It's a horrible position, but they're so worried about this man. Finally, he's dead. Maybe they can breathe easy. That Molotov is perfect. Well played by Zeph, but he's got to watch out for Ricky, who's going to be sneaking into the heavens. Will he guess his position? Will he even go for the fight? He's actually just going to fall back into the hut and wait for his opponent to come moving in. Now, with the rafters being cleared, this gives a lot of information over to Ricky about where this man can be. It leaves very few positions available to him, and he still hasn't dropped off. He knows the second he drops, that's where his opponent will now know where he is. So Zeph has all the info available. He needs to get a 4K. Bomb, I imagine, going to be tapped, and that will mean that Zeph is going to go pushing. He falls right into the hands of Ricky, who's going around the corner, and he has the time as well. The defusal will be coming in the nick of time, and Ricky is unstoppable.
16 kills and 4 deaths, Tom. It's like a 4 KDR. It's ludicrous. And just getting mauled alive. Final round of the first half, though. The buy is going to be coming in nonetheless. Just to finish that topic, because you didn't seem to realize about the negative ban. I do believe it was 2 years ago when the negative the price dropped when Valve made a couple of changes to it,
okay.
and they were like, "Oh, it's temporary," and it's been temporary for 2 years. And I remember ESL, I do believe a couple of other TOs were like, "We're just gonna ban it until temporarily."
No, I realized.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Panic
5v3.
Don't do it to them. They've suffered enough. Thankfully, Vexite's there to trade, and this round's looking a lot better. They haven't been caught with their pants down, and Gyro are going to be the last one left remaining. Looking like they'll at least get to 3, but that isn't much of a silver lining. How things have been going so far. Now, we have to bear in mind, Order did not have a good T side the last time they played. I'm even going to check this angle. In an after plant position, this is a bit of a surprise, I would say. Like, you're not really going to be holding this angle too often, but he pre-fires it. That's at least one. Molotov should literally burn down the clock, and the smoke will do the same. He's only got a matter of seconds to get on that bomb, and it isn't going to be happening. Chiefs, they finally break the curse of the last few rounds, but realistically, a 12-3 half is something that you can be quite impressed by if you're on the side of Order.
Yeah, and this is the first time, I won't lie, this is the first game I'm seeing from Order. Well, maybe not the first one, but because we did see Train going the way very convincingly as well. But you got to bear in mind, that was their map pick, the map which Chiefs don't play that much. Apart from that, this might be the most convincing Order I've seen so far in this tournament. And that's a good sign for Order, or if you're an Order fan, because you need this form. You need this level of confidence. You need all your players stepping up the way they have so far. Is coming up next after this game. If they do manage to pull this one off, it is going to be the final boss of AUC. It's going to be Renegades, who are probably watching this match right now. Dexter and Myther are just watching and wondering, okay, they're doing this, they're doing that. All right, let's see what you got when you face off against us. But it is a T-side for Order, Tom. A side which they struggled with earlier against Chiefs, but this time Alistair just bunny hopping his way straight on in. He's got backup as well, but Soju finds off. No. Friendly fire, and Stiller finds another kill. It's a death match in hell. And Apoc Dut's left alone. Towards the heavens, Tom, it's all gone wrong. As Order pick up round number 13.
Yeah, I think as Adele once said, this is the end. I don't see a way back from this for Chiefs. This is it was bad enough, but throw in a few little mistakes along the way. I think it's also evident that Apoc has tried to focus fully on the calling in this map. He is having a really rough game. I don't even think he would have killed the man behind. I don't think he would have even hit the guy behind him. That's rough. Oh, look, it's these smokes again.
At least they're doing something with it. They're setting everyone to a trap.
Oh, I love it. Maybe that was the play all along, Blair. It was deep meta game. They threw the same smokes every round, intending to go into the lower bracket so that they had like a comeback story. And then when they threw those smokes in the second game versus Chiefs, as they knew they would get there, they'd be like, oh, they're going to push outside. And then they actually go B. Genius.
That is absolute genius. That's the next level bait right there. Oh, okay.
And what you don't realize is Alistair is actually going to have a recording from that day saying that they will do it. It'll be like the big reveal of like a magic trick where like there's actually going to be a screen that just appears in your room, Blair, and it will turn on and be like, we knew all along, Blair. How do you feel now?
It's almost like
and then he takes off his hair and it was actually a wig the whole time and it was Darren Brown.
Oh god, don't do this to me. Oh, all right. Deep breaths, and that's exactly what Chiefs need here. This buy, this is it. This is do or die. Again, the smokes. And you know what? The smokes are actually different this time around. It's not like a variation. It's just kind of like a diagonal wall of smokes and lower hit coming in again. They're doing the same thing this time against the buy, and it's going to be Zeph is going to find one. Ricket, drop down at 31 points spell. He knows Zeph's position. Spot. Oh, and goes for the tappity-tappitash. Often replies back. It's a 4v2. Jaren, you're still out. Jara's position here. If he's still looking to somehow stay alive for a while, Jara could come in with a flank. However, this is going to be expected.
Don't really know how. Okay.
What?
Peekaboo! I don't know how he's managed to get there. That's definitely an oversight for Chiefs. Don't see much of a chance. He needed to have an insane spray transfer to get that final kill through. But even still, that's a lot of additional costs that never really should have been there. I don't know how you have the bomb down just outside the squeaky door and you don't have anybody like watching vent or just making sure that they can't come through in that direction. That just seems silly.
Yeah, and it got a little scary. Imagine he got that spray transfer on the two players coming from back bends. Often must have just like crapped his pants right there.
Fair enough. That scared me, and I knew it was going to happen. This force buy, it's not a great one. You're very much relying on the individuals, but Order have definitely had the better performance. The only thing I will say is they don't want to let Chiefs back into this game. If there's any map that we know that you could streak 13 rounds and a half, it's definitely going to be this one. And, well, funnily enough, they only need 12. Nice shot from Apoc Dud. He's already got as many kills this half as I believe he got in the last one, so not a bad position to be in at all. Well, for Alistair and Ricky, the two riflemen, they've got quite a lot to do here.
They do, and we did say that previous round was the must-win round for Chiefs, and they pulled it off, although yeah, it's a little expensive. If they can somehow win this one while keeping the majority, and when I say majority, like if they keep 5 live, they need all 5 live, but Soju gets taken down. It was just the MP9 though, so not too terrible yet. But you can win this like keeping all the remaining 4 alive, Tom. Might not be able to mount the comeback because it needs to be flawless for them to win this particular map in regulation, but at least, you know, save some face. Try and kind of like expose the weaknesses on Order's T side. It's doable, especially this man, Zeph. It's been a rough map so far, but this guy has been a god. This beautiful flowing locks, and he is going to make contact, finds Ricky, and does a smart decision. Takes a smart decision not to face, but he knows the ramp has been given up. It's 13 seconds on the clock. They need to head straight towards lower, and that's rotation coming in from the CDs as well. But the bomb should get planted here.
Yeah, it's a bit of extra money. It's probably not going to change too much. It's a bit of a wide peak, but I guess with the trades coming in, that's absolutely fine. We have also had a man drop from the server, so it should be back in just a moment. But, well, I guess to add a slight bit of fuel to the possible comeback, the last time that we did see this map play between these two teams within this tournament, the amount of rounds that Chiefs got on the CT side was 12. So that's how many they need this time. Granted, when you're up by 12 and then you close out the map, it's a little bit different to being down by that many and having to win every single one without losing it. But hey, they've shown that they can do it once. Order's T side, when we last watched them, was, well, trash. If I'm being honest, it was just the same thing over and over again, and it did not work out for them at all. The worry for me, though, is that if it didn't work out last time, they're going to have gone back and watched the demos. They're going to have taken the time to prepare for this one and make sure they improve their nuke. The CT side clearly is something that's stellar for them. So being this far in the lead, having the stars that they have, and needing just 2 rounds, they'll probably get it done.
We've got Droney McDroneface coming in with the utility file. Somehow, utility file just sounds like a dirty word to me, Tom. It sounds like an insult, but it's not. It's used
utility file.
Utility file. Utility file. Utility file. All right. Anyway, he's used a lot of nades. 45 grenades used already in this map, and it's not like we're still quite a lot of rounds away in this in regulation. He's only had 7 op kills. Only 7 out of the 12 kills he's had, and he's just been a monster throughout. I think a ridiculous KD ratio as well, at least until the final last couple of rounds, which Chiefs are able to win. I just want to point out as well, just for context, right? The way we're like talking about this matchup, this particular map, it's almost like Chiefs are getting wrecked by order. They shouldn't be happening. They're not doing anything. The thing is, this is what we expected on the first time they faced off against each other. It's just that Chiefs were a better team then. I don't want to take away credit from Chiefs. It's a new lineup. And they have Vexite play who's just turned 16. He's playing perhaps his biggest event ever. And again, all youngsters, and they're kind of not just showing up here, but they're holding their own, at least on a few of these maps, against some of the best teams, not just some of the best teams in the region. Even against Renegades yesterday, 16-14 on Dust 2, they lost. Over here, they took Dust 2 very convincingly. They knocked Order down to the lower bracket. I'm excited about this team. So even if they lose this series, even if they're not able to mount the comeback over here, which, let's be honest, looks pretty likely, I'm still going to be very impressed with this team. Nice chunky nade. He's still lucky to still be alive, but not for long. As Zeph, he's angry, Tom. He is angry.
Well, yeah, this is now him reaching 20 kills in all 3 maps already. Oh, we're only in round number 20 itself, so he really has been phenomenal. Even in the last map where they lost quite significantly, he was still able to put up some numbers. So he is definitely a bright spark within this team, and someone they've got to make sure they lock down, because I'm sure that the rest of the teams within the region are going to be having a look at him. Only 18 years of age. It's very easy to focus on the fact that obviously his teammate is only 16, but with how he is performing at 18 years of age, that's scary. So I'm sure that we're going to see a lot from him in the future. And as you sort of said, there are serious prospects within this squad. So I'm excited to see what they can do. Apoc that himself as a all-ping in-game leaders, someone I've been impressed by. So who knows? Who knows where they can take it? Today, maybe not their day, but we'll have to wait and see. As said, they've done it before on the CT side. They've managed to get 12 rounds previously. Obviously, there's going to be a lot standing in their way to try and deny this. And obviously, having the first couple of rounds in the form of the pistol not going in their favor is a little bit different to how it would have started last time. It's not like they completely dominated. So they have a lot less margin for error than they would have done, and a lot more pressure on their shoulders as elimination is looming.
It is indeed, and them to kind of slowly, for Chiefs to slowly grind this one back. It's going to take maturity, Tom. It's going to take maturity, which, honestly, considering how young these players are, only Offnu. He's the only player whose name I've seen, over the years in the AU scene. And the rest of them, it's going to require some mental tenacity to just kind of take it back one by one round at a time. It's very doable, though, but it is not going to be easy. First kill goes away of Apoc. The upper bomb side is getting attacked here, and Yustillo, well, doesn't get a single kill. Offnu shuts him down. Offnu shuts Valiance down, and suddenly Alistair and Ricky, his squad, Zev slowly creeping up the ladder, and that's their opening. That's their opening straight into the lower bomb side. They have an incendiary and a flashbang. That's something to work with. But now Ricky, what can he do as Alistair finds Soju as well? They've faked that run all the way towards Secret. And Ricky not spotting anyone out from the vents. He might actually fall for this. The timing doesn't work out. He spots a second player, and he's going to win it. He finds Vexite, but he doesn't know the first player's crossed on Nova. Offnu's pushed on in, and he's got a peek. Finds a kill. Ricky versus Offnu. Offnu looking for the 4K bomb planted in the open. He's got no utility. He's just going to have a stick in it. Ricky, he goes for the peek, and he finishes him off. What a rebound from Order. A 2v5, and they just snatch it away from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, and these are the players that, well, a lot of the time Alistair's always highlighted. Ricky has been phenomenal throughout this map, and 22-8, still going strong, stepping up when they needed him most, not allowing a single opportunity for their opponents to come back into play, and facing off against Offnu, who has been someone we've highlighted in this team, who can just have those explosive rounds, those explosive games. He played him to perfection here. 15-6.
Man,
What's that?
Dude,
that damage can't be right. There's no way Jara has 147 ADR. I'm gonna assume that's wrong.
Yeah,
I'd be
that's wrong.
mad.
Yeah, that's wrong. I think it's because he reconnected. I think it was
Okay.
Gyro who
Oh yeah,
reconnected,
that would do it. Yeah, it would just take into account those rounds that we've just had.
Also, Zeph's going to be kicking himself, man, and I feel so bad for him. Considering for me, he is the MVP for the Chiefs side. The fact that he went up the fence quietly, they get a kill onto him, that was their opening. That was the escape route for them from that upper bomb side into the lower and how they clutch it out. And Zeph's going to be fuming and being furious at himself for that. There's order. Well, map and match point, Tom. One more round remaining.
Oh, the T's are going to try and put some pressure onto the ramp here. And the player on the other side only has a pistol, but maybe that'll be enough. Nice trade from Ricky. Even still, though, they've kept them out of advantage, and more importantly, all they've lost is a pistol. So that's not too much of an issue. This money situation as well for Order is not a great one, but there's been a kill elsewhere. It's turned back again, Blair. There seems to be no round that they can't win, but Zeph, he's running the gauntlet. You said he was angry. He's looking to try and slaughter them here. Maybe a slight overpeak on the last, but, well, he's left it up to his two capable teammates of Vexite and Offnu. The peek out from Offnu left his teammate with a chance to trade, but it wasn't needed. They're going to take the round, but with a bomb plant and some extra damage. It's not awful for Order, but at least it still gives that lifeline to Chiefs.
It's a whistle in the middle of the Pacific, Tom. It is a lifeline. But is there anyone to hear? Is there anyone who's going to listen? Is anyone's going to hear you and come and rescue you? Because this is looking, it's looking grim. And yes, we have spoken about how this Order T side has some problems, but the thing is, they haven't really had to do anything elaborate so far, right? It's just the individual just popping off, and especially when you have a massive lead like that on the CD side, you've done yourself a big favor. Pistols, Kevlar, smoke and a flash. This upper bomb site is going to be where the action's going to take place. And Offnu just blinded. Wild spray from him. Finds a couple. And Zeph is there to finish off the remaining player. Alistair with the Glock in hand, trying to find Vexite. How is he still alive? Has not been spotted out, and Zeph finishes him off. Triple kill for the man. 15 to 8. They still cling on, Tom. Battered, bloodied fingernails in a precipice, but they still cling on.
Luckily, the loss bonus is actually still not in a bad spot for Order, so they are going to be able to pick up rifles on the majority of players. CT side, this is a flawless buy, and obviously we're going to see that pretty much until the end of the match, so it's not a bad position whatsoever. But obviously the 7-round deficit makes things a little bit more awkward for them. You have to remember, though, this was, what, a 14-3 scoreline? So they're at least getting themselves a more respectable position. I don't think either of us are going to be true believers, though, until we see like 11 or 12 rounds on the board.
It's not going to get to 12. I don't see that happening. Order. This is a thing with many of these teams, right? Like where you have a big, especially in like this tier of Counter-Strike, the tier 2, tier 3 around the world. I'm not just pointing out like Asia or Australia, but even in Europe, North America, is when you get like 15-7, 15-6, that's a scoreline, and you're a team who's on map point. That's when you go for something. Well, I'm sorry, Mitch ain't here. I'm happy, but. You know what I mean? Where these are your opportunities to go for these Hail Mary aggro plays, right? When you have your foot to the throat, close it out. Don't give an opportunity to come back in. Cheese strats, just YOLOing in, just, you know, pure vulgar aggression. I don't care. Something just brutal, just like shut it down. Because it's not just about allowing your team, your opponents to start building an economy or whatnot, but it's also kind of giving them confidence. And Counter-Strike, end of the day, it's an intangible. It is an intangible, but confidence is such a key factor to make it work. Because we do have this out of play taking place. It's not a fake, because the bomb is with the player. And APOC done. He spots out Valiant, gets to kill Incendiary to cover his escape. And that's work done. Minute on the clock, and a man down for Order.
They're going to go back to this again. They're pushing through their own smokes. This was the main problem we had when watching their T side the other day. It wasn't the smokes themselves. It was the way that they used them. And I hate that strategy because it does not work. It was so poor the last time that they tried to play that map. Now, we've only seen it once, so I don't want to harp on it too much. But you're basically relying on the players on the other side being asleep. That's about the only way that anything really gets done here. Because look, one player pushes, then the next player pushes, and then I'm guessing we're going to see another player peek. It's so easy for Chiefs to clean up that round.
Well, I'd like to see Oda, like, in these sort of rounds, or even the buy rounds rather, just go for these plays towards upper. I mean, or even just go for a fast ramp take. I feel like it's just going to work out. I don't think Chiefs are going to be ready for it. And here we go. A little bit of posturing towards ramp to use up the smoke. One incendiary left. Yet to really do much. Gyros at least made his way towards Secret, so that's good. And Chiefs are aware that he's going to be the pistol, so they're going to do a smart thing, kind of like stay turtle up on the bomb sites. What I'm not a big fan of is Apoc Dot's position. I do believe is alone towards lower, and he's only kind of a passive angle, but if he does get hunted down, it's going to be a problem. Jara finds Soju, who was lurking around top. Now the hit's going to come in, and Apoc Dot is falling back with control room, and he's getting pincered from both sides as the Jara's getting the kill. Not like this. Please, Chiefs, don't lose like this.
It's like this. It's like this. They only have one player with Kevlar. Alistair's even got an AWP. And they now have 35 seconds to keep themselves in the tournament. He's still going to be on the close angle. He's actually not going to swing, but it doesn't matter. Valiant has still managed to find one. Alistair with another. And Vexite, he can't do anything. A painful way to lose the game, but it's Order. They took the long route, Blair, but they've made it exactly where they're meant to be. It's them going to be facing off against the Renegades, the grand final to decide who gets to the major, and you may have your head in your hands.